Welcome back, my dear students, to a new unit. This time we are going to work on the health and safety at work and the relationship between this and between the organizational culture as well. So let me share the screen first and see uh, the topic which we'll talk about. Yeah, health and safety, health and safety, and organizational culture. Okay, let's go to the directly to what do we mean by the organizational culture? What is used to be meant by organizational culture? Culture is all the norms and the behave and rules inside you and what you came to learn from your parents and from your family, the way you are raised up, the values, the attitudes. Culture is everything. So, collective understanding, the organizational culture, and when we apply this on the organization, that means collective understanding of beliefs, values, like you see, beliefs, values that guide how employees act and behave. So, culture is a way of life. It shows you how to live, how to work. It tells you like exactly the ethics, what you ought to do and what you ought not to do. Actually, I have also a serial here on YouTube here about the culture. So you can just write Google my name and just write that culture, and you will find some videos to enlarge your information about the culture itself. So you can watch any video as a culture. I prefer also beside my videos, here you can see this video, that's fine. Then after you finish watching the video, culture at workplace, I want you to write down these notes. Don't submit it to me, just write it down. What do you mean by the culture? What's meant by the culture? And what are the variables of Canadian work, culture, work um, at the workplace? What is the Canadian culture at the workplace? So just go for asking for the answer of these questions. Okay, does the organizational culture has impact means effect on the workplace? Does it have effect on the workplace? Of course, because it tell you what to do and what you ought not to do, what you ought not to do. So it provides the compass of what employees do and say, and even for them what to do and what not to do as well. Several dimensions to culture. How managers do or do not involve employment in decision making. So if the managers are very well, they will involve their employees in decision making. Whether the focus is on team or individual work, this is a type of culture also because we have Hofstede model. It tells us that the dimensions, two dimensions for an individual, either he is individualism means individual, or collectivism means he like to work in team, or he like to be a member in a team. This team might be his family. When he was young, his parents, his brothers, his sisters, among them. When he grew up, he might be a person in a family like he's a father for a big family. So the collectivism means he's working with a group, but the individualism means that he's working alone. Um, so it shows, the culture shows if the person will be independent and in isolations of others, or he will be a part of a group. Culture has profound impact on success of organization, of course. If the culture of the organization, everyone love each other and all are very cooperative with each other and all are helping each other, then in this case, you expect that this organization will succeed in doing its own jobs and achieving its goals. Employment engagement, and this is very important also, amount of commitment. The engagement is the commitment inside you and dedication an employee has towards the job and organization. How much I'm loyal to this company, how much I love and I like this company, and I like working to this company. This is what we call engagement. Engagement means keep you tied up to your organization because you love it. When I'm talking about my organization, I don't say the organization, I say my organization. That means I'm a part of this place. I'm actually a part of them, and I'm very proud to belong to this company. So employees, like you see here, engagement. What makes employees engage? What makes the employees, your employees, like to work for you and like to work in your organization or in your company? What what is there? What the reason? Positive work relationships, the first one, and co-workers and management all are cooperating together. All are working like one person. Good fit between skill, job requirement, and organizational culture. There are matching between all this together. The skills needed, the requirement of the job are matching each other. So I'm working in my career. I'm working on the thing which I love. And the organizational culture also is very good. Regular feedback of employee performance. There is we always give the company always give her employees a feedback means show them evaluation of their performance, and it tell them what is right and what's wrong, and it tell them to correct these points or this point and give them comments on their work. They don't leave them loose without any direction. They're always the management is always with the employees, giving them directions, giving them comments, show them that they are on the right path or no. Opportunities to learn new skills. So when I'm in challenging environment, in challenging work environment, I will love my job. I will be very dedicated to give the job because I love it. Okay, because it creates challenge inside me. If employees are controlling their work, and you control your work when you are aware of all every piece of the work, every thing about the work, you are aware of it. Nothing is ambiguity, nothing is like you cannot see it, it's not clear. Because if any specification of the work is not clear, that means it will lead to stress. Then it will lead to high turnover. Turnover means that you will leave the work in this company and go and look for a work in another place. Celebration of progress. This is another point also. When there is like we celebrate in the company like a family, the culture of a family which celebrate the success. Communication of the direction. The communication is always it's the mean of transformation or sending and receiving information, and it must be the more it is clear, the communication is clear, the effective the organization is. The more the communication is clear, the effective the communication should be, and the effective the company should be. Of the direction and strategy of the organization, yeah. Trust and mutual respect among employees. Of course, when there are trust and love and respect between the employees, then this is a kind of engagement that creates engagement, employee engagement. Still, we are here on the reasons why people engage to work in one company. Design jobs to include employees' skills and strength. Of course, like I'm telling you, the challenging job will make me attracted to work and give more and more and love the job and engage in the job. But the routine, the boring job is not that way because it leads to stress and it leads to like, the turnover should be high then. Listen to and incorporate employees' opinions. Uh, if the management is helping and sharing the ideas with the employees, if the decision is based in democracy, the leadership in this management is democratic leadership style, that's fine. Because in that case, there will be shares for the ideas will be shared, and there will be a participation from the lower levels of the management with the top management in decision making. This will make the people actually who are working with you more engaged in work. Communication, clear expectation. This also give recognition and praise. When you praise the people for what they did, when you praise you as employer, when you praise your employee for their work and their achievements, and you celebrate this, in that case, people who are working, the employees who are working in your company, will love working in your company and will be engaged in working in your company. Also, here we can say, we are talking about what you as a manager can do, what you as a manager can do to improve your employment engagement, what you can do to improve it. Provide learning and career development opportunities. Give them a chance for to show the challenge of the work, an environment, challenging environment, challenging work environment. Provide resources and support in finding solutions to the problem. So help them in getting out solutions. Don't tell them you go and look for it. I don't know. No, you should help them to get out solutions and propose and give them, afford them information. Help them with data so that they can help you and get out, figure out any problem and get out to a solve or a solution for a problem. Clarify rules and decision making authorities as well. Then provide flexible work schedules and workloads. Flexible, don't make the work rigid, don't make the work stiff, and they won't like it then. They will hate the work. Let it be flexible. As example, let be flexible in time schedules of your employees. Give them the options between working days and nights, as example. Give them the options about regarding the workload, regarding the hours of extra time or whatever. So be very flexible with everyone. Don't be stuck to the rules. Rules are very important, but just be like, try to find out always an exit or a flexible way of applying the rules. So here are questions that you try to answer now. What do we mean by employee engagements? What are the variables that affect employee engagement? We just said it just now. Write it down. Discuss these variables affect employee performance. Discuss about this point. Search the differences between communication and that of engagement. Do you think there is a relationship between them? Of course, there is a relationship between the communication and the engagement. Communication means that everything, the transform of information is on the right path. It is understood exactly from the receiver as the sender send it. I mean, the information is very clear, well understood, and there is a feedback about the results of the communication. Is everything as you were planning? Did you achieve what you were planning? Did you make sure of this through the feedback? In that case, then when everything is clear, when no frustration, then there will be more engagement. There will be more engagement. Occupational health and safety, and this is the second part of this class. Uh, we will talk about occupational injury and illness and industrial diseases. You can watch this video about the problems at work and work safety, health and safety, and hazards and risk at work. Then try to look for the answers for what do we mean by occupational health and safety, and how does it affect the workers at the workplace. I want to tell you that the responsibility for the workplace health and safety, it's not only the employer, the boss responsibility, but it's the employee's responsibility as well, and the manager and all the committees working. So it's shared responsibility. It's not only one party responsibility. It's the responsibility of anyone inside the organization. The employer has to tell the employees about the risk and hazard at work. The employees, they have to inform back in return the employer if there is something risky or if there is something is not going well. They have to clarify and notify the management on the spot as soon as possible if there are any problems facing them and making exposing their life into danger or a risky situation. How about the workers' compensation? Workers can receive benefits in the form of cash or wages, loss of payment if absent due to work-related injury or serious illnesses. As long as we call it work injury, as long as you're injured at work, you have to take compensation. Uh, Pays for medical expenses and vocational rehabilitation also is included within this compensation. So work injuries must be compensated. There are a lot of ways to protect the employees through the safety programs, creating awareness. When you let the people know there are hazards, risk, um, dangerous spots at work, the type of work is risky or no, points that show them everything in clear, then when they have awareness, this will protect your employees as much as possible. Monitoring and investigating also to protect them. Ergonomic also helps in this. Search the web, this is a question, for more way regarding the following question. How can we protect employees at work? Please. How can we protect them? Write in details using resources. So, how can you protect the employees who are working with you? We said through the awareness of this. Okay, we come to another point which everyone knows about the WMS and labels and safety standard sheets and training. Um, like WMS stand for Workplace Hazardous Materials Information Systems. The labeling, the safety data sheet, and the training. So all these points are very important and you have to know about it. We have also to know about the workplace security. and the workplace violence. The violence at workplace will lead to reduce the productivity and will increase the turnover. People will be more frustrated. People will hate work in this company where there is violence and where there is no security. The people will hate to work there. The turnover will increase and the people will leave this organization and move into another one as soon as they find a chance or opportunity, because there are increasing rates of violence. Workplace bullying also. And there are acts that's controlling um, to prevent bullying, violence, and to increase the security at the workplace. What about the stress? The stress in the workplace. There are a lot of sources for the stress in the workplace, a lot of sources for it. So the stress in workplace has a lot of causes. One of those causes, as example, the work description, the job description is not clear. There are some points which I don't know about in the job. Things still for me ambiguity. Like when I go to ask someone, he tell me I don't know, you can check by yourself. Nothing is clear. The duties of the job is not clear. The responsibilities of the job is not clear. That's all of this increase the stress in the workplace. The overload amount of work leads to stress. You might be stressed because there are too much excessive amount of work by you. You have to do it. So you feel stress. Stress also comes from the some points, like if there is a violence in workplace, then there is kind of no cooperation and no kind of love and respect between the employees, and there is a conflict that also caused stress and burnout. We say burnout also as a degree of severe stress. It's called burnout. Burnout. Uh, of course, the stress can lead to health issues, mental health issues, which are increasing in the workplace nowadays. And there are a lot of ways to cope with it. Just make the work very clear to everyone. Duties of each employee are very clear. There are kind of cooperation between managements and the employees. The management and the employees, they are shared in decision making. The managerial style, the leadership style is democratic in this organization. No bullying, no violence, all this will reduce the stress on the workplace. There is a video here, you can watch it, about the stress and the consequences of the stress in the workplace. You can watch it. And what are the variables that increase the stress levels at workplace as well. So you can watch it and see about the stress in workplace. Do you think there is a relationship between workplace violence and stress levels? Of course. When the violence increase in workplace, the stress levels will increase. How can we handle this issue as human resource management? Like I told you, the participation in decision making, treating all with equality, also reduce the stress. The cooperation between the management and the employees, cooperation in decision making, and etc. Reducing the bullying, reducing the violence, the equity, applying the equity between all the employees, all are the same, no discrimination. This will lead also to reduce the stress levels. So we have a lot of points that will reduce the stress level. How can stress in the workplace affect employees' productivity? Of course, the high levels of stress at workplace will reduce employees' productivity because they will felt fed up, they will felt frustrated, then their morales will go down, their motives to work will be less, then the productivity or the amount of production per time will be decreased by the time due to the over and the hyper stress which happen. Do you think there is a relationship between stress and organizational commitments? Of course. And the engagement. The more the stress, there is the engagement. The engagement is there because you love this place, but you will never love this place or love this work when you have much more stress. Uh, how you will help the employees in their health, support their health, how you will be a bonus point, or how you will be contributor to improve the health of your employees by applying them, by affording them health services, wellness programs, disability management. There must be disability management in your human resource or in your company, and there must be employee assistant programs as well. Now we came to the end of this class, and I want you just to remember, without looking at your notes, what you came to know today about this lecture. Write it down here, and from a time to time, you can look on the notes or watch this video. Frequency is always very well because it makes the info easy to memorize. The more you watch, the more it will be easy to memorize the lecture. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next lecture. Please press like if you like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much.